Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to keep moving on with this expectation exception thing. Again, a simple thing. It's just taking a little bit longer than what I thought, but I think I know where I want to go now. It's just a matter of doing it. I also know that I'm going to break a lot of tests, especially with unit tests, but that's mostly just formatting. I'm going to have to fix those up. So what I want to do here is create a builder, and the builder is going to be actually a expectation exception builder. And why I'm getting that error, I have no idea. I don't know why. It might be a preview thing with Visual Studio. I'm not sure. But let's copy pasta some stuff here and call this what I said I wanted to call it. There we go. So we're going to say internal static void build. What we need is an indented text writer. Oh, we don't have that there? Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah, right here. And then we need a method model method. Okay. Now, when we do this, what I need is, come on, EFI. There we go. Expectation exception. We want to grab something like this. So that's kind of what we want to get to. So, oh, we also want string message, because that we're going to put in here. So, oh, we're going to need the method identifier as well. Okay. And that's a uint member identifier. So we can kind of grab this, because we're going to want to say, yes, I keep forgetting, I'm going to need to actually create something that is going to create an interpolated string at runtime. Except this is going to be better because I want to create a raw string literal now. What I mean is we're going to want to do 4 here. And the reason what, come on, 4. And the reason why is because I want to say here, this is getting fun. And then there. And now this should just be the, I want to do a session by from member. Okay. Except we want to break it up here. 4. And then we're also going to want to put a writer red line here. And now here what we want to say is writer.indent ++ writer.indent --- We also want to put in the message here and say message that. And now we just do a for each on sure. So we want to call that parameter. And then here is where we're going to say, now we're already within the raw string literal that we're making within our raw string literal. Whoever had the foresight to allow you to put in as many double quotes, thank you very much. That actually helps out a lot here. So I want to say writer.writeLine, and I want to put in the @ with the parameter name. And what did I have it as my idea here? Yeah, data. And then we want to do that, except, yeah, we actually have to do double ... and then do this on one line, because we actually need to say, I do believe when I make a, not the type, but when I do a create builder, Do I import rocket extensions? Good, I do. Okay, so what I want to do is, I already have that in scope. So I can say data.format value, comma. Actually, no comma. We can just say that because we're actually, again, we're putting in a raw string literal and we're just formatting what this looks like. So that should actually be okay. I think that's it. I think that's all we want, because this should put in the parameter name. That actually needs to be this. So we can do that. And then that. And then make sure that we're actually putting that in. Like that. Okay. And is that what we called it up here? Format value. Yes. And it should take anything. Format value. Except... okay. Oh my God. We actually want this to be... this is really just... it's a mind bender. So this is the code we're going to emit. We're going to make a raw string literal with a single $sign. And so this is going to put in the message. Then we're going to just say no values are found for. And then we're going to say we want to actually put in that string to get description, but we have to pass in what the identifier is. And then we go through all the parameters, and we ourselves will put in the parameter name being like data. But then we have to put in the interpolated for the raw string that we're creating, the add a parameter name saying call format value to get it, the value in that. Holy crap. That's a mouthful. So now what we need to do is put this in all the right spots. So we want to put it in, where is my, so we want to put it in mock indexer value builder, mock method value builder, mock method void builder, and property. Yeah, we don't care about those. Don't care about that either. So mock property builder. And let's kind of order these sort of the way I always approach this. So let's do the value builder first. So what we actually want to put here now is method, no, we want to say expectation build with the writer and the method, which properties, I don't know if, let's just keep them separate because I don't really understand things. So now we want to say here, the message we want to put in here is no handlers for, and then method dot member identifier, and that's it, except we need that there and not that there. Okay. So if why is that complaining? Oh, yeah, we're returning a void. That was dumb of me, but for like properties, what's the member identifier? It's the property member identifier, except we're getting the member identifier this way. So why are we using the member identifier? That seems weird, but that's why I'm going to pass them in separate. There's a issue, I think, in the backlog that talks about the fact that property really needs to have like a getter, a setter, and or an initter, and it knows what the member identifier should be for the method there, and what it is. Right now it is a little bit messy the way I handle it, and I do want to clean that up, but for now I'm just going to follow what I'm currently doing. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there. And again, if I remember right, I'm putting in space here. Yeah. So good. So that was, what did I just do it on? Mock value builder. Okay, so let's go to the next one for value builder, because that one we've changed. Let's do this one. Nope. So no handlers are found for. I can change were found for, and that's it. We take that off. And then we come to this one. And this one we know that we don't have any parameters. And so I'm almost inclined to keep it this way because there really isn't a point. Although, well, the thing is that we're saying write lines. And I would suddenly have to inject into here what my value would want to be. And yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it though that I'm not using this one method that's there for doing this. Meh, that's okay. I kind of want to just do this and get it done with. So no handlers were found for that. This is probably the no parameters one. It is. And, you know, I'll come back to this later and say that no handlers match for. Was I doing 2? Yeah, I think I was. Yeah. So this is void builder. I've been in value builder. Yeah, I've got a couple errors because I was copy pasting the wrong thing. So let's come down here and let's change that. Okay, so that's value builder. I think I've now done everything in void builder, property builder. Let's do that and say member identifier. And this is the getter. So if we grab the getter yet in this method, property, and then we take that out. Okay, and then we do the same thing here, except what is this? Build setter. Of course you would. Of course you would. And that kind of now makes me go, let's revisit. Okay, that's break. Okay, so then we'll say here, crap. Let's wait on that. We'll say no handlers match for, and then this is, I'm guessing, set. Except I guess we didn't grab it. Fine. Property set method, and we know it's the set. And now we take that out. Okay. This is making me now go, what I just said I wasn't going to do, I'm now going to do, because I was, the reason I didn't want to do them in the other spots was because I was like, I didn't want to break this up. But since we're being consistent, there. And now we put that in there and we say the provided handler does not match for that. And then we take it out of there. And really we could just say write line. I can't type. So if we come down here, we can do the same thing here, except that's different. So what we want to do is grab all this and replace that with this, except we don't have a member identifier. Why don't we have, oh, because we say method member identifier. Fine. Okay, so now we're back to being consistent. That one got changed. That one got changed. And this one did not get changed. And what is this in? Build setter property.set method. That we can say no handlers were found for, and then this, the member identifier. And then we go to, oh, we got to go to the indexer builder. That's right. So here we say no handlers match for, and then we for some reason do this, which I'm not going to question. And we get the method up there, fine. We now take that off. And we do this. And we say no handlers were found for memory identifier, and the method was grabbed up above. No handlers match for member identifier. This is in setter, but I believe we're getting these. Yeah, okay. And then the last one will be this. Now, we're found for. Now, I know I probably have maybe missed one or two, and well, not missed one or two, but what I mean is that I didn't remove one of the exceptions that were already being created or something like that. So let's go to, and I'm not going to fix all the tests in a video. That again is going to be a lot of work, and I'm not going to do that here. But what I could do is say, not modifier test. Let's just look at a method generator test. And that's a simple one. That's optional params, and we could do that. Optional arguments. Method has over 16 parameters because we have to generate something. Don't we just have like a simple generate with parameters async? I think we should. Feels like we're missing one here. Generate with parameters. So I'm going to say here, this void exists string data1 int data2 char array data3. Right, we already have tests around that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I lost that again. I lost my control MM. I don't know where that went. Why does it do that? I don't understand why it just suddenly goes away. But give me a second. Let me get the code generator for this and let's see what it looks like. Well, a couple things I didn't think of. One is that we are generating a raw string literal. This code also, I was like, I thought when I was putting this all together, crap, I've really messed this up now. There. That I was like, well, just do that, and then I get the code. And so then I did my little dance where I did 3 here. And then I copied all of the code, and then I came over here and let's paste it. And then I came up here. I'm like, why is it suddenly 4? Well, it's 4 because within this string, there's a 3, and actually Visual Studio is doing the right thing. I was like, why is it being so annoying? It shouldn't do that, but it's doing the right thing. The problem is that the code that I'm generating, the first thing is not on the right. It should be over here. And actually this should also be over one more. So the problem is that I'm not, I make the right, yeah, that's interesting. So if I come back to the builder, I'm saying throw new global rock expectation exception on whatever the current tabbing in is. And then this should also be tabbed in, and this, oh, right. Lines. Right, lines. There we go. That's why what have I said an ungodly amount of times? What do we do, people? We write tests. And why do we write tests? Because I know that I am a moron. And I know that I can make very bad mistakes. I don't know about other people, but I know I am not always the best and the brightest. And the reality is nobody is. You are doing it to be defensive against yourself. And for many other reasons. Don't get me wrong, that's not the only one. There are lots of other reasons. Okay, so now let's take a look at this. And now we're close. We're really close. So we need to do this twice. Because we want that. But then that's actually correct. That's actually pretty cool that it does that. Okay, so now let's see what happens. This will fail because now we need the make done. But that has nothing to do with this. It doesn't care about that. So let's just grab that code. I could have kept it in. I didn't realize that. And that's something I'm going to have to remember again when I update all my code is, whoops, don't need to update the make, just the create. And now what happens? Okay, it compiles. That's great. That's actually what we want. So now let's go into our integration tests. And do we have just like a parameter test? Actually, what we would want is an expectation exceptions test. Yes, that's what we actually want. We want to say work with data. So we could say like string data1 int data2 char of an array data3. Okay. And then we can do something like this, which we want to set the method expectation after mock was created. Right. That's a get exception message. Okay. So what we want to say here is work with data. And what we want to say is we're going to expect like A, 2, and then new. Actually, I should be able to do this. Come on, C, D. Ah, crap, it's not that smart. Why is it not that smart? Cannot initialize type with a collection expression because the type is not constructible. Okay, actually, this is leading to something. I thought, it's just a random thought. Could we make argument defined such that it could take a collection expression on construction? I will not do that in this thing, but I want to at least look into that and go, is that possible? So what I want to say here is new. God, stop it. It's like you want to be helpful, but you're way off. And then this. Okay, so that's fine. It's complaining because it doesn't understand what I'm doing here. So now let's say mock work. Well, oh, it did pick it up. And we're going to do B3 new with E, F, and G. And what we would expect is actually, let's cut that out because we want to say assert that this call, there was a type of exception, and now we're going to say with message equal to A, which we know is incorrect. But what I want to do, and so, okay, so let's do that. Let's do this. Shut down, start up again. And I'll be right back when I get that all back in line. So now what I want to do is actually run this and say, let's first build, because hopefully that shows that I didn't screw anything up with the generation of the code, and I did. That would happen. Holy crap. Well, yeah, I did not think about certain things, which goes to show you I wasn't close. The problem is that the normal code generation that's going on for things like read-only span, for a T pointer, for a function, unmanaged function pointer, pointers, they can't be passed into this, even though I'm trying to pass them in. And that ain't good. So can I double click on these? You know, double click? No, you're not. You're not gonna let me see any of the code because it just doesn't happen. Okay, well, we're close, and I kind of get why this is coming up, which is there is no match to these things. And I would not even know what what you would pass in for these values. I think I'd almost have to like what would I do? I have no idea. I really don't know. So I'm going to think about this more off camera and then come back with a solution and keep moving on it. Hopefully that means that the next video should be much quicker to get through, because I hope I'm close. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next episode.